Hello, everybody. We're back and we're better. This is episode 6.
What's up, everybody? This is Ariel.
I'm Tiffany. Did you miss us? We're back. Hey.
Girl, how you doing?
We've been doing this thing, y'all. We super consistent and we're very proud of ourselves. So,
first of all, welcome. Okay. For the people who are listening who just can't get enough, I see you. Well, not really, but you out there. I know you out there.
It's so weird that we know we are doing this for people to listen, and then we look and we
people really listening.
That wasn't me. We hit each other up. Did you go back and listen again? No, that was somebody else somewhere. Hey, y'all.
Hey, I see you. Welcome.
So what's going on with you, girl?
Well, ma'am, I had a whole birthday.
Hey, who's this on the birthday line?
It's Ari. Hey, we definitely just danced, y'all. I turned a whole 38. I'm out here killing this 38. This 38 feel good. Yes. I had to take a picture and put it on my Facebook and Instagram. This 38 is feeling good.
And she looked fine, y'all.
Listen, I got my hair done. I had these edges laid. I went and got these nails done, these eyebrows arched, and then I went to sleep and went to work the next day.
Right. Did you see my message? She was taking us through her day on IG, and I was like, are those eyebrows done?
Yes! You see this arch. You see it. Yes.
I have not been living as fabulous.
It was just one day. Don't get carried away. It was one day.
I definitely dropped my phone in the toilet yesterday.
Because you're on trash.
That's a real thing. So I have this trash phone that I'm grateful for right now.
First of all, she's super ungrateful. Let me tell y'all how ungrateful she is. I got a message from her that says, I dropped my phone in the toilet. And I was like, what?
I don't believe it,
and this is all facts right now. And the devil is a lie. So then I'm like, and she was like, and then I got this whack phone. And she was like, but I'm grateful. I sent her all the emojis. It definitely does not sound like you're grateful. She was like, fine, I'm grateful. What?
I am. It's just really trash. So, and I got hustled into it. I won't get into that story. But, so that's one thing. Besides that, I'm super excited to record because something has happened in the world that is giving me life right now, y'all.
Let's talk about it. A little bit. You need a moment?
Yes.
You want to take it in?
Yeah.
Go ahead, girl.
I'm smiling, y'all. So, for those who don't know, have never heard of the name Super Scent or do know,
she's saying super scent, as in change. Scent.
Yes, super, SUPACENT, Super Scent. Look her up, okay? Now, I was not versed with this woman. I knew of her product. I didn't know to attach it to her, but I've seen her name. And if you're on IG, she has a very strong IG presence. And I am one of the people that my guilty pleasure is to indulge in the shade room. And she's there all the time. And she's commenting. And I've heard other people reference her name. And I'm like, I don't know who it is, but I'm not inquiring. And there's somebody. We'll come to find out she is the creator of the makeup line called The Crayon Case, which is a beautiful, heavily pigmented line that's super creative of all makeup products that give you an elementary school concept attached to, the brushes look like pencils, the primer looks like glue. It's super dope. And I always said I wanted to get it, not knowing.
And the paint palette is the actual eyeshadows.
Yes, it's beautiful. Mm-hmm. And not knowing really that it was attached. I knew when I saw the page that, most of the people were ethnic who were broadcasting, but I didn't know that it was owned by someone ethnic. So now that I know that, she just hit $1 million in sales on Black Friday, y'all. Now,
because we love a sale, girl. Shut up and take my money.
Now, hear this, y'all. For someone like me who always got an idea, I have a product in my mind, an idea, a pitch, an event, of something Child, I told Ariel, if you saw that and you got an idea and it didn't spark a flame in you, go check your post, because that's one of the most inspiring things I have ever seen, and definitely seen in a long time, because her story is super relatable.
She definitely pulled a Rihanna on them.
Listen, she grinded her idea. I mean, you talking about putting faith and making faith work. When people say
you can't,
faith takes work.
Little fun fact: she's pregnant right now. So, like, she's like 7, almost 8 months pregnant right now. Out here killing it. Yes, and I saw it on IG. Like, everybody was giving her all her accolades.
Yes.
Like, it was happening.
Yes, so she's in Essence now. Like, literally, you can Google Crayon Case in her name and you will find out all these facts of her. And it makes me excited, because we just out here, y'all. And it's a whole lot of black girls
out here being great. Girl, sprinkle it. Just sprinkle it. Like that dude with the salt.
Yeah, Salt Bae.
Just sprinkle it around. Love that.
She was Salt Bae of excellence, and I'm inspired. So there's some project that's about to get a lot of work from me just because of her, and I'm grateful. Thank you, girl.
Thank you, girl. We appreciate you. I appreciate you because she comes up with ideas, and I'm all about executing it with her. I can't tell you that I'm actually going to come up with the ideas, but her creativity is a way higher than mine. Like, Tiffany got all the ideas for some reason, and all I'm here for is, okay, what do you want to do? Okay, what do you want to do? Okay, what do you want to do? And Tiffany's like, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this, and I'm like, all right, see you on Tuesday. And that's usually how it goes. So I also want to thank Super Scent. I only knew her from like being a radio personality, and then she was heavy on IG with like her IG stories. If you ever go on her IG page, she has all these stories. She has a very strong personality, and
yeah, I see that now.
Yes.
I didn't know.
It was kind of inevitable that was going to happen for her.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, congratulations, babe. Second, we would like to first of all, why are you snickering?
I'm sipping tea.
You better sip it. I would like to extend a very happy birthday to my future husband, who doesn't know he's my future husband, but hey, baby, I'm getting ready for you. You're gonna be so happy about this. Trey Songz had a birthday on the 28th of November. My birthday is on November 27th. We are meant to be. The connection, he has no idea.
I really wish y'all could see how these fingers of her are connected.
Listen.
So she meant to be means something, okay?
I'm definitely doing the hearts with my fingers. And happy birthday and many more, and go be great. Because you already great with everything I have inside of me. But happy birthday to Trey Songz. He actually
did you listen to his projects that he dropped?
I haven't, because the man told me I had to go to work and I had to actually work. So he dropped 2 mixtapes also, and he has a movie coming out, because of course I would know that, because that's what wives do.
Absolutely.
I'm out here pushing him through his purpose.
Because I'm clearly not a wife, a side chick, or a girlfriend, because I know none of this stuff.
That's all right.
But that's why I got you.
That's what I'm here for. You're welcome. You're welcome. So how was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. I was able to decorate, which always makes me happy, and I put together a table concept and set up some stuff for my family, and it was really nice and like intimate and fun. And you were there.
I was there. Hey y'all, this is the first Thanksgiving I didn't have to cook in about 12 years. Listen, I was so overwhelmed with, let me just get dressed and go to somebody else's house.
You know what, speaking of that, I recognize that I'm an adult this Thanksgiving, like for real.
This Thanksgiving? Oh, well, okay.
And my mom, I was like, she's such a great woman. Why did she do so much? Because I don't fit in these shoes, and I'm definitely trying, and I'm definitely going to have to adjust this formula, because cooking a full meal for me and then cooking to take somewhere, I don't like it. I don't want to do it.
No more?
I mean, maybe, but it just didn't work this time. It was real stressful this time around, but I definitely had a good Thanksgiving.
I had a good Thanksgiving too. I went to Tiffany's house and then I went to one of my other friends' houses, and he actually had a comedian come to his house and do stand-up. It was so dope. The comedian was
fly people,
clearly. Listen, I try to rock with, nothing but the best, okay? Because I need to keep that type of energy around me.
The Khaled theory.
Let's go. I got the keys.
Right.
So we the best, and I try to keep that around me. So he had like his family over and some of his friends over, and the comedian was hilarious. He had put his Christmas tree up. Like, his house was super holiday. First of all, I really can't stand people who put their Christmas tree up before Thanksgiving. Like, it does something to me. Like, I don't know why. Like, can we just do one holiday at a time, please? So that was dope. So my Thanksgiving was dope. My son was with my family in Las Vegas. They actually rented a house out there, but I couldn't go. So I didn't have to do anything but get dressed.
So be thankful.
Girl! And I was so speaking of that, I was wrapping up my gratitude videos. These gratitude videos for the...
I'm shaking my head. I'm sorry. I can't see it. Because she's got bars, like.
Listen, I got stuff. Okay, so listen, y'all. So my gratitude videos are like videos I record in my car, like on the way to work or on the way to the store or something. Sometimes I'll just be sitting on my couch and I come up with a gratitude video. But these videos have been very freeing, and I have enjoyed every single one of these videos. Actually, it's coming up to an end because in the end of the end of the week, at the end of November, I'm going to be done with the gratitude videos. I probably am still going to upload some videos and talk to the people, but it will have to be after December because I'm going on a social media fast.
Hey.
So January, when I come back in this thing.
So they're freeing for her and they check me. Like, somehow we spoke on this on another episode. Somehow it's always like, today? That's what you want to talk about today? I didn't even talk to you yet. What are you doing? Stop it.
Oh, my book. I do them real early. I think you recently called me about one that I did.
I had a whole testimony. Listen, she wasn't even preaching, y'all. And I feel like, well, you, girl, like, how when somebody's doing their thing, the whole idea of throwing a shoe at someone, if you don't know that's the thing. So
it's first of all, it's not because she's angry. For the people who's listening that don't know what that means, it's a term of endearment to throw a shoe at somebody.
Because you just have nothing else. Like, you did that, and I was watching via my phone, and I'm like, chat, what? Girl, yes. Speak to the people. You out here giving this for free?
Well,
share words.
A couple words. So
help a friend today.
With the video that you called me about was I think it was the birthday one I posted. It was on my actual birthday, and I started talking about
and that's why I was like, on your birthday, that's what you gonna do?
Bars. Okay. I'm out here with bars.
We'll evolve, ma'am. Go ahead. We'll glow up on us.
Look, because you know what? That's what happens when you turn 38.
Right.
Things come a little bit clearer, I guess. On the actual day, to the hour.
Right.
I had all this clarity. And you were asking me about, you were like, listen, you was talking to me and through this video when I was talking about qualifying. And on this video, y'all, I'm talking about qualifying. And I basically say that I was asked by somebody, do I qualify? And originally it was like offensive to be asked, like, do you even qualify? And I was offended when I was asked the question. It was like,
what were you asked? Do you qualify?
A relationship.
Okay.
Do I qualify to be a girlfriend? Do I qualify to be a wife? Do I qualify to be a significant other, a helpmate, a rib?
All of that.
Everything.
Okay.
And I was like, what? The audacity, the sheer gall of it all. Like, you, sir. And then I was like, do I qualify? I think, yeah, I do. And then I was like, why do you? Like, after I got over being offended, because I was definitely offended.
Understandably so.
I was like, yes. And then, if I didn't dive into it for real, like right when he asked me about it, but when I started going on my spiritual journey, that's when I started looking into qualifying more. And it's kind of like, it's a really good question though. Like, do you qualify like for the job? Do you qualify to be a sister? Do you qualify to be a mom? Do you qualify to be a wife? Do you qualify to be a friend? Like, do you qualify for whatever the job is? Do you have the requirements, the receipts, the qualifications? Like, what are they? Since you think you have it, like, what are they? And I was like, I don't know. Did I have that? Wait. Back it up.
Let's reflect.
So then I had to start thinking about it, and I was like, okay, so when the person that asks you, do you qualify, ask, a lot of times they're looking for you to be a finished product, right? And that would be amazing if every time you met somebody, they were the finished, best version of them. And they had everything encompassed of a girlfriend or a wife in them. But I live in the real world.
Absolutely.
And where I live at, that's a strong possibility that's not going to happen, because we're ever growing, ever evolving. Life is full of lessons, and you learn from your mistakes, and there's a lot of falling and getting back up, right? So for anybody to ask, do you qualify? I dove into it and was reading, different books and sermons, and I was looking at videos and reading the Bible, and I'm thinking to myself, well, that's a question of your heart then. But people don't look at it as a question of your heart. Like, because there's some people out here who don't got that degree, but they've been doing that job for 3 years, baby. Absolutely. And I got, experience. Absolutely. So you'll have the experience and now you qualify for it. But how you ever get the people that be like, I want the job, but then the job says, well, we need somebody with experience. Well, how am I supposed to get it if you don't hire me?
Absolutely.
How?
Absolutely. And you know what? That's kind of, now that you even said that, that makes me think of like, so recently I've been on a job hunt and had to kind of like itemize kind of what type of jobs I was looking for, what I wanted to go after, and evaluating my resume and how did I fit for what I was applying for, basically. And recognizing like, you got a little more experience
than you thought. You've been doing a couple things out here.
Right. So looking at that, and even one of my my best friend, I went on an interview because she loved me that way. She just had bars for me like, girl, you got your event planning experience, girl. You've been doing this. You've been organizing on the national board over here, girl. If you don't go talk your talk. And I was like, well,
that's right. Let me go in here with my head up, with my chest out. Exactly. And I think that a lot of people forget that the trials and the experiences that you go through is what move you forward to qualifying, right? Because let's just be honest, nobody is born qualified. And if anybody ever tells you that you are, it's a lie. And majority of the time, they not qualified either.
Facts.
How do you tell a person that they're not qualified and you ain't looked inside your dirty little cup? Because if you could wash the outside of that cup, but the inside's still dirty. So there are people out here asking if you qualify, and the question is, do you qualify to even ask me this question? Because if you qualify, is a question of the heart. How hard are you willing to work for it? How much work are you willing to put in? Are you not going to quit? Are you going to move forward? Are you willing to learn? Are you open to be ridiculed and given direction? Because if we're going to talk about a relationship, let's talk about it. If I don't qualify for a relationship with you, that doesn't mean I don't qualify for a relationship.
Well, here's the thing. What I feel like, a lot of people want you to qualify to their ideas.
Absolutely.
But not to build something
Absolutely.
with you. They want you to meet what they said that you, what their brain tells you this should look like, which is why they start picking apart how you're supposed to be, and instead of accepting what you come to the table with, because they have an idea that, okay, for a relationship to work, it works this way, the way their brain said it looks and what it is. So to be able to, I guess, assess or evaluate you, it comes from the perception of your mind frame. And now, don't get me wrong, it's nothing wrong with having ideas of what you think stuff is supposed to be, but as I'm learning, a lot of us, the way we love is terrible. Like, just if I'm gonna just be
completely honest.
Yes.
Well, let's just be clear though. People love and then they take their love away.
Yes.
And they feel as though they're justified to do it. Now, and I'm gonna be the first one to say this, that you are completely and utterly entitled to wanting to be loved a certain way.
Absolutely.
And you are completely entitled to setting your own boundaries and your own levels of what you will and will not accept. That is 100% accurate. I do the exact same thing. I have boundaries and I have levels and I have understanding of what I want love to be like for me. But what I don't get to do is evaluate a person's level of qualification for that as if the only level is my level.
Absolutely. That was said great.
My level is not the only level. And I don't get to berate a person because of that. And especially if it's a person who's willing to put in the work. Now, if you're willing to put it, because there are companies that take somebody with that's, don't have any qualifications and they say, I'll teach you. I'll show you.
Absolutely.
But as people, we sometimes want the instant gratification.
And I think instead of trying to see how someone else meets, you have to measure what your level of loving is.
Absolutely.
More than what you're looking for. And then that gets hard. That's when the tables flip and you kind of start justifying that you flip the script because of what your standard is. Well, I got to flip the script because I'm holding my standard. You're also changing your course. Right. You're also loving different. And Absolutely. You don't want to own that because you had a standard, because I bet you it was the same standard you had when you started, but your capacity of what you had to give was different.
Absolutely.
Something changed. You don't like how it looks, and now you flip the script and you're like, no, I ain't giving that because now I'm gonna make sure my standard sticks right now.
Absolutely.
You weren't making sure your standards stuck
before?
Right. You picked that person. And when I saw her video, what I said was, there's a lot of memes that I've seen floating around about women, or it's one in particular that goes along the lines of, and women are probably about to trash me, but that's fine.
Let's go.
About, like, we want you to experience a love that you don't have to go through this heartache first to experience, which I agree with. I do.
Because, we're all rainbows and gumdrops and Care Bears. Nobody will ever be hurt. Never.
But what I need a lot of people to be honest about is that you cannot sprinkle sugar on sugar honey iced tea and then say,
we can call it poo.
Right. You can't sprinkle sugar on that and then say, you don't want to take my sugar because I had sugar there. You had some poo too. We're going to talk about it.
You had some poo too.
Let's talk about it. And because I've been evaluating myself, I had a very uncomfortable conversation recently when I saw her video, because she always on time, y'all, right? And I had a very uncomfortable conversation where I got told some very ugly things about me.
Ugly truths, though.
Yeah, they were true.
Like, even when I was talking about qualifying, I definitely, from where I was at and what it is that I wanted, didn't qualify for that. Mm-hmm. Now, that my heart definitely could have did the work, but where I was at, and what I was expecting and wanted, I didn't qualify for at that time. And nor did I realize that I was going to need to put in work to get to where in my brain I thought I was. But that was because when I was younger, I didn't have a lot of drama. I didn't have a lot of chaos and turmoil. I didn't have relationships where there was a lot of up and down. My life was pretty smooth. So most people get these skills going through things, or they learn it through seeing positive relationships. They learn it from their moms and their dads. And I didn't get any of those things. So me, late in the game, now I'm learning how to be feminine. I'm learning how to be somebody's piece. I'm learning how to be loving even when I don't want to be loving. Because when I tell y'all I had bars, like, listen, I got that go.
Well, I think what's important that you just said, because in listening to this and somebody's hearing that you were asked this by somebody that you were with, you just said, I didn't qualify for what I wanted. And if it's being proposed by someone else, that's why it could become offensive, because if we're not making those own evaluations on our own,
absolutely,
you don't the truth ain't always cute, pretty, fun, nice. None of that. It doesn't make it any less true. And that honest conversation I had to have about some truth about me and what stuff that I had done. Like, I was like, girl.
Right in your shundala.
Listen. and I literally heard back requests I had been making.
It was regurgitated. He just regurgitated it back
I heard it. I heard it through what I had done that I wasn't acknowledging. I was like, ooh, and you out here just grazing over that. Like
we're just gonna mill over it.
This definitely matters. And what I'm trying to remember how I said it to you. Remember, I said it's like what happens as women a lot of times. What we do is
we take those trash characters and then
listen. So I told her, when I hear qualify, as women a lot of times we meet a man and we start interviewing, and we zhuzh up our resume. Some people zhuzh up, some people don't. Some people just pitch their resume. That's just their resume. But you start giving all your facts for why you qualify. You're not thinking you're doing that, but you're like, what? You need somebody as your friend? I could be your friend.
I can cook. I know how to fold clothes and clean. I do laundry the best. I can actually do this. Girl, I used to do that.
And then when like little things that you know are important to you, you start like grazing over, like, no, you can't call me that. It's cool. I understand that you're busy. I know you guys like everything. We just work for the job, and we start functioning in a way like, I can get this job. Like, hire me.
Like when you put on your resume that you can type 200 words a minute.
And you're not trying to do that.
And look, and it says, how versed are you in Microsoft Excel? I am a novice. It is like, Microsoft Excel, what is that?
What do you need? Where is it on the desktop? It's not on the desktop? Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Instead
of being honest and saying, I'm not there. Like, I'm willing to get there, but as of today, as we're talking, I'm definitely not there.
And then we get the job and we start flipping our position from employee to employer and start putting the men that told us a lot of their truths on probation, and we start telling them that they're dishonest. I didn't know this was coming. Listen, okay?
Listen, Linda.
This is one clear thing I said to her, that I know a lot of women are going to act like that should resonate. You start dating these men that have terrible relationships with their kid's mother, with their mother, with a sister, that say
a cousin,
ignorant things about women frequently, that show you stuff that is not cute, that you would not like, that if you stood there today and was like, would I want to showcase this and say he was mine, it wouldn't fit that.
No.
But you start giving the understanding. Your resume, you boost up your understanding quality for that until you get the job.
And then you got the job and go, wait a minute.
No, I'm not that understanding, because see, I thought he was a little more sweet, so I could be understanding if he was going to try to be sweet. He didn't do his part, so now I can't give that no more.
You know what's interesting? What we also do is we will definitely put ourselves in a separate category, because I got friends that dated men and I got men that dated women, and both of them have shown who they are.
Absolutely.
But my friends told themselves in their brains, but I'm different.
Oh.
He'll never treat me like that. She'll never be like that with me. And then when they turn on that ooh-wee, I got fire for you. It's like, where did that come from? It was always, you seen it. You saw him give it to her. You saw him give it to them. It's in him. It's in her. It ain't never go nowhere. It was always there. But you thought that you were an exception to the rule. But this is the thing. That is that person's character.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to acknowledge the fact that you are accepting that person with that character.
And I love them through.
Absolutely.
And when you were showing up and you were interviewing, and you have to be honest that you decided to not love the same way when it got too ugly. Mm-hmm. It was not always because it wasn't always there.
Absolutely.
It got too unpretty. I didn't know it was going to go this far. I didn't know you were going to take it there. I liked it. I could deal with it at the level it was, but it got low.
It was a strong 3, but we had a real serious 7 right now.
Same issue though. It's literally the same issue, sis. And bro, we gonna have to be honest about that. Like, and that's then when we start. If it kind of all streamlines back in being in tune with yourself, because something she said in that video was, that's where my shoe was getting thrown. Something she said in the video was like, I do qualify. Because let me tell you where I've been. I do. And if you were in a space to have known that about yourself,
right,
how you received that and what you felt about it would have been completely different when it came on your doorstep, as to be able to say today, I do qualify for what I want.
Well, I can say today I got receipts and I can tell you why I qualify. At the time when I was asked that question, not so much, because I hadn't really experienced anything and went across anything, but what I was expecting from somebody else, I wasn't able to bring myself. Mm-hmm. And I think that's another issue that a lot of people have. Women, we do this a lot. You want a man with this job. You want a man with this car. You want a man with this, you don't want him to have no kids, but you got 4. Like you
want him to have a job, but you spend beyond your means every month shopping.
Right.
And you like, well, if I was with somebody, I wouldn't do it. Don't do it now. How about that, ma'am?
Shut your face. You know you lying, girl. What you really want to say is, if I had 2 incomes, this would make a difference. And I really want his income to make up for what it is that I'm overspending. So could you come over here and pay these gas and light bills? It's okay. Sis, I get it. I understand.
That's okay, but if that's what you want.
Be honest with that, though. Be honest with that. Like, I've never asked no dude to pay my bills, but I actually was asking you to love me a way that I couldn't love you. Now, that's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, do you come into the table with the same different stuff? Now, you coming to the table with the same stuff and thinking it's different. Now, that's not where I'm at right now. But at the time when I was asked that question, when it was posed to me, I was just like, of course. But reflecting back now, I'm like, girl, listen, so funny.
So I've kind of did a general overview that this has been a tough year, right? Mm-hmm. And when it's come to stuff, the conversation that I recently had with my boyfriend, and I didn't even say this to him in a moment, because y'all, when I tell you this truth hit me so well that I had to just sit shut up. Shut up. What? Girl, you can't say nothing. Don't say nothing.
Be quiet, girl. Just let that.
This is a listening moment. Okay. I heard back how over months, everything that I've been talking about, why can't you just do this? Why is it this hard? Why am I not enough for you? That monster.
Girl.
He had lived that for a whole period that I was like, but you knew.
Look, with a flip of your hair, and
But you knew that was happening. And when I heard it in this point, because I've been doing different work in myself, that didn't feel okay to just say, you know. And I think that honesty, we gotta stop trying to defend poor habits about ourselves.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You gotta stop making room for those, that's just how I am spaces, or that's just how I think. We have to have a certain,
just because that's how you are doesn't mean it's okay.
It's not okay. And then you'll have the people say, and I'm not saying it's okay. Well, then what are we gonna do about it?
What are we doing here? Are you going to change or not? And the crazy part is, when I was going through my transition, right before it like got real tough and thick and I was being pulled, because I went on a fast track. Like in this year span, I have had so much information pushed in me, probably because I'm so late in the game and now I'm trying to play catch up, that God is like, girl, you got to hurry up and get this. Yeah. So we ain't got time for you to study on this test real hard. You're going to have to like get the information, take it in, and we're going to have to move to the next chapter. So, you know, when you are getting this information and then you get a chance to reflect on how you handled things and what you did before, and you look at how you were talking to people, how you were handling situations, all of those things, you realize that you had issues down to your bones. Like I heard this lady refer to it as issues in your tissue, like down to your tissues in your body. You got issues and you will hold on to them and you will fight, scrape, and you will go to war for what you, because what I used to say it is, I don't want to lose myself and stop trying to put me in a box, as if there's nothing better than what you're doing. Like you are the epitome of the reflection of what should be happening, as if there couldn't be a better version of you, because right now I'm sitting in the best version I've ever been right now, and it's not what I used to be.
I mean, I feel like when I started this year, one of the church sermons I went to, he's what he said was, you got to get desperate.
Yes.
Right? You got to get desperate about the change that you want to see happen in your life. And I feel like
Les Brown would say, you got to get hungry.
And I feel like every challenge, I mean, even those like day-to-day challenges that I've been hit, that's kind of a space I've had to go back to mentally, like, how bad you trying to get there, girl?
Right. How bad you want that?
Because you can kind of like rest right here a little bit, and you can kind of take a little load off. But if you really, I desperately need to do it differently. Like what I want needs me to come at this a different way. I really don't have time to be, y'all. There's so many lessons I've been running from for so many years that I'm now got all of those little lessons that I didn't want to take the time to have to go through because I didn't like how it felt then.
Right.
They all here. They showed up. It's like if you didn't take an exam and then you got to take a new class.
Yeah.
And then you like, oh, I like this class. That other exam's at the end too.
You still taking that test? It didn't go nowhere.
I didn't study for that one. I skipped it. Why is it here? I still gotta take it. You gotta figure it out.
You hear me? Because I say all the time, like my husband's gonna brag about me because I literally view things completely different. Like I'm the course that I took, that fast track. It was like them tickets at Great America. We could just jump the line and go to the front. Like I was like, here go your ticket. You need to go to the front, but you got to run. And I've been running. Girl, I'm tired. My chest hurt.
Listen, y'all. I've been moving. I'm not gonna say I've been running because
it was a slow trot.
Yeah, and some days I stay in and catch my breath because I be like, we still going through, huh? Okay, well, let me just tie my shoes. And
but that's part of it. You have to go through trials and tribulations. You have to learn the lesson because the lesson is par for the course. Like nobody is born qualified.
So that part, right? I was watching Red Table Talk. I don't know if you guys have seen that. Jada Pinkett Smith has a
It'll change your life. Get it together. It's on Facebook.
She has a Red Table Talk and it's on YouTube. So if you don't have Facebook, you can find it on YouTube. And she has different topics and discussions. And she did one with Toni Braxton talking about divorce, right? And she made this statement that I was like, we here. And she said, I'm not mature enough to go through a divorce.
I know that's right.
And they were like, really? And they were like, I think, and her mom was like, I think it takes more maturity to figure it out how it works. And she said she felt so good about what her and Will have created, this community, right? In their family, with each other, and this partner, and this person I know I have, and things like, I don't see any reason we have to lose this. In fact, I'd rather you add to this than lose this. I'm keeping this. I'm not mature enough to start divvying up assets, talking about who needs to do what. I can't. I'm more mature to figure it out than to separate, because then I'm gonna get petty.
Yeah.
It's gonna be nasty. It's gonna be a certain level of ugly. I have a lot more love and givingness to the staying power, and I think even for her to say that, it's not that that's what you have to have. I think you have to know who you are to know what you have to give. And a lot of times that's not what we talk about when we start itemizing someone. It's sad to say, because you should know this. It has taken this year, and mainly my relationship, to recognize how much I maybe did not admit that I just wanted people to think the way I think.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's that control. Ooh, girl, control is a drug. It's like crack. I'm pretty sure it's like heroin, meth. It's not like marijuana or weed. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's strong.
It's strong. Like that's that first time you hit it, now you hook type drug. Yeah, control is, and it took me a long time to let go. Like right now, I just go with the flow with a lot of different things. I'm just like, hey, we here, because this is what I had to realize, and it took me, furthering my relationship with God to get to the point where I realized that what's going to happen is going to happen. I just don't know the answers yet, but it's already decided what's about to happen. And I'm over here acting like I can change. We have free will, but what's supposed to happen, it's going to happen. Now, you could take the long road or you could take the short road.
Absolutely.
But if this is what he has for you, this is what you're going to have.
I think at this point, I don't care where you are, if you've been through anything, you have already learned a lesson about how much control you don't have.
Girl,
when the storms hit.
None.
And you don't really got to keep learning that, but we keep signing up to learn that lesson again and again and keep fooling ourselves.
I didn't sign. Listen, they was passing around a clipboard, and I was like, no, I don't want to sign up for it again, because I've done it 9 million times. I'm done with that.
And I got it right since.
My pen don't got ink in it no more. Like, I'm done.
And so I think just me being honest about that part, because again, it's parts of myself when I've struggled to love parts of myself, when I've struggled to love me. I've always felt good with certain parts of who I feel like I am, and the parts of myself that I like, and the parts I didn't like or I don't like have served to be anchors, because I didn't really want to deal with it.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm gonna just go pour into this great part of me, because it's easy. I can go jump and be loving and giving and creative and all the stuff about myself that I like. But until I get in that conversation or that conflict that challenges me, where I don't get to control that other person's action, and then we got problems. And just historically in my life, it has always been my significant other or my mama. Those are just, them two it's a whole little different twang on life with, every significant other. They get different bars but as of just general, like friend and like associate, and man, I am come on, like I'm awesome. But until challenged.
But here's the other part that we have to realize, that sometimes everything isn't a challenge. It's just a growing mechanism. A lot of times we take a challenge as Michael Todd would say, Sarah Jakes would say that it's not punishment, it's positioning.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times we take that growing as and here's the other part that people forget. The same way you get protected from certain people get protected from you, because you ain't where you supposed to be at, and you're not supposed to be in their life in that capacity, and because you're not going to be good for them, it's not gonna happen. You got your hand raised. Listen. Just go raise your hand.
This is why
because I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of people protected from me. Girl,
that's why I love her.
I was out
here. We're gonna go deeper into this another day. It's something we've talked about a lot. I have a friend from grammar school that was my best friend. I grew up with 2 best friends, because it's like the only people my mom would let me hang with. It's not the only reason, like I really love them, we vibe, but those were only people I could do stuff with.
You got a black mama. My mama did the same thing,
right?
And you can only spend a night over 2 people's house.
Yep, just them. And actually,
that sound about right.
Really, just one, because it was we worked it out. All until college, these were my 2 best friends in life. And I went to college with my friend, and we were dorm mates. And I got all these warnings from people. don't room with somebody you know. Don't room with your friends. Y'all not gonna be friends. And I'm like, y'all don't know what we got. Y'all ain't been in this thing. Here's the thing. It's not that theory that's the problem. It's the ignorance to the environment change that becomes the problem.
Absolutely.
It's your ignorance to the different setting and the changes that are going to happen with you individually, that when you've been accustomed to this person, you put an expectation on them to not change, and an environment that they're going to change in.
Expectation is the killer of dreams.
Listen, and guess what? I had it. And I had an idea of what college was going to look like for us. And she got a boyfriend right in high school, right before we went. And I was pissed because, girl, you messing up.
This was not the plan.
This is not.
First of all, page 3 of our handbook, chapter 4. No,
we was doing this thing together, girl. We was out here slanging and banging together.
Living our best life. And here you go over here ruining it. Huh? Listen, Linda.
Fast forward to today. We stopped speaking. We stopped speaking. She stopped speaking to me. I had crossed her boundaries and borders. And honestly, I didn't really know why. Years later of not speaking, and my other best friend, we still communicate, not frequently. When my father passed, I hit her up and I told her, and I said, let my other friend know that I no longer spoke to. And she was at my dad's funeral. The amount of people that I talked to frequently that were not at my dad's funeral, that I didn't get a call from, it blew my mind that today it even shows me. I said, no, she wasn't the friend you wanted her to be. She ain't never stopped being your friend.
Yeah.
It changed how you wanted it to look, how you thought it should be. But baby, that's a friend. Okay.
Yep. Because you had an expectation of what it was supposed to look like. Yeah. But don't we do that for everything? You got an expectation of what this relationship's supposed to look like. You got an expectation of what you supposed to look like as a parent. You got an expectation of by the time you 35, you're gonna be married with a picket fence and a small dog and 2 cars, and everybody is great.
Meanwhile, did you hear that I say I don't even know what I did? I bet you she know what I did. But listen, I knew she stopped talking to me. I don't know what I did, but listen. Trash.
That's that one-sided perspective.
Absolutely.
Though. You know, we have those one-sided perspectives where you see it from your way, and that's the right way. Because I was so one-sided. Like, and how? First of all, don't interrupt my one side. Okay? Don't do that, because now we got a whole nother conversation.
That becomes my mom and my significant other. The bars get a little different. My fight gets a little different.
But I tell Tiffany all the time, because this is something that I learned. As long as you're doing it with love,
yes,
it's going to be okay. And I was not doing stuff with love. Like, I was doing stuff with everything but love. Lots of bad words. Bad words. At least 3 or 4
but
bad words.
I see that now, which means I can't go to them with this qualifying type of look and expectation without
qualifying myself. Right.
Are you being the person that you need to be for this situation to work? Are you coming to the table? And some of the habits that I excused or I explained or I justified, I got this much venom and I'm treating this way because my feelings were hurt. Why do I want to get this when it's reversed? Like, do I want to sit here and have to get this venom back when I sit in this other seat? No. What excuse do I have to not give as much love to this person that I love, to not check my tone, to not check my words, to not check my actions, to not give consideration because I got a reason?
But you hit it on the head. You use the word feelings.
No.
Whenever we are using feelings, girl, it's going to be a whole show.
And Drake got y'all out here just in them all the time thinking it's normal. It's not.
It's not. You cannot go. Let me tell you something. Anytime you go into a situation with your feelings being the lead, if you are walking behind your feelings, just go ahead and just light a match and burn down whatever it is that you're trying to build, because it's your feelings are so fickle. Yes. They constantly change. There is no substance behind your feelings. They're an emotion, and they change like the wind. Because somebody will make you mad, and then you get up in their face and they look at you and they say, you know what? You so cute when you angry. And you gonna be like, boy, you better stop it.
Absolutely.
Stop playing with me. But I was told before, it was like, you need to learn how to de-escalate situations. And then I'm like, I do de-escalate situations. No, I don't. I definitely pour gasoline on them. And another thing.
And I'm like, I'm escalated. That's your job. You de-escalate. And I'm like, you definitely can do something.
You can.
I don't know why you've been functioning in this mannerism for so long, but because I was justifying bad habits in here, because I'm sprinkling the good part on top. And I'm like, hey, I do a pretty good job of articulating my feelings. I do. Doesn't justify what I do when I feel they're misunderstood.
Absolutely.
It goes to war. It's not okay because I articulated it well. You need to check that part too. Stop giving yourself passes to not be your best self and not make changes because you feel attacked or you're trying to teach somebody else a lesson or they need to get how you... No, they need to get it. No, you need to get it. If you feel
get it together.
It's yours, boo. Let you feel it. And we start putting people in positions why they don't get to be human. Because you my mom, because you my man, because you my sister, you
my best friend.
Because you supposed to get me. No, they're human too.
And then that's where that false sense of qualification comes in. And you feel like you qualify for the job. Okay. Well, you think you got the experience. But the experience that you have is in arguing. That's not going to work out. You think you got the experience and the know-how in it because you know how to love, but only if you're being loved a certain way. Yeah. You think you got the qualifications because you like to take care of a person, but as soon as they don't give you or show you what you need, you ain't cooking dinner no more.
Right, they don't appreciate a certain way.
You ain't washed no clothes. You ain't called them and seen.
They missed one of the dates you set up. You like, I'm never doing another surprise. I'm grateful.
Now you got all. It's like, you have to reevaluate yourself whenever you're questioning a person's qualifications. You have to make sure you check your qualifications at the same time, because a lot of times you don't qualify to be asking the question in the first place. On top of the fact that maybe the person you're talking to doesn't qualify. Ooh, excuse me. That was a sneeze.
Yeah. And you checked it. You qualified.
You qualified.
So what would be some gems? What would you solidify to pour in the cup of our listeners about qualifying? For me, I would say make that evaluation yourself before someone has to make it for you. That to me was big. Not recognizing that I was making that evaluation and dismissing it. I would see these things, and a big thing for me in reflection was recognizing how I wasn't treating people to the expectations of even what I wanted from them, because I was functioning in fear, because I didn't want to deal with my fear, my insecurities, all these nasty stuff. I just wanted them to do the stuff that's going to make me feel better, to not deal with the negative space of stuff that I had going on. Not dealing with me, not doing my work, not, growing the capacity of my love and my forgiveness and coming and emerging and focusing on what everybody else wasn't doing while I had all this nasty stuff I didn't want to deal with, right?
Say it.
So because I saw that, I don't need to come back and have to have somebody tell me how I didn't qualify in certain ways. That's something I need to be personally accountable for. And for me, that was the biggest thing that we talked about that in a certain way about truth, honesty, and transparency. You gotta be really real with yourself. Stop making excuses of places you need to improve just because that lesson may come from someone that you feel need to battle it. If it's true, if they're right, if it resonates, if you're not okay with it either, not because they said it, because you hear it and it don't feel good to you, fix it.
And that's the bottom line. Do the work. Do work. I would say, because you definitely hit almost every nail on the head with that. I would say that you would need to count the cost. Everything costs something, right? You need to see when you're doing this qualification thing and you're evaluating if you qualify, you need to count the cost. Like what you're paying in, is it, and what you're asking this other person to pay in. Are you putting what you're expecting in the pot also? Or are you just expecting for a person to just pour into this pot and accept whatever it is that you bring to the table? And when a person asks you, do you qualify? You can't be offended. Think to yourself, do I? And then have your receipts ready. Say why you do qualify. Ask yourself on a regular basis, do I qualify? Like there are different parts of your life that you're going to have an answer. It won't be disputed. Like, I got this. But when it comes to feelings and emotions and treatment of other people, one, you can't tell a person how they're supposed to feel because of how you feeling. Absolutely. You can't make their feelings invalid because they're not the same as yours. Two, expectations kill everything. Don't have any, because life changes on a regular basis. And when you set an expectation for something and it doesn't reach it, now all of a sudden you have a problem with something that you created, not something that's real, but that you created. Stop creating things in your head because that's how you would like it to go. Just do the work
in the moment,
right then. Like if a situation has escalated, be the person that goes, you know what,
this is too far,
this is too much. Listen, if I'm sorry I let it get this far. I'm sorry that you feeling that way. I'm sorry that I got you feeling that way. I'm sorry I feel this way. Like, let's just take a break. Like,
right, do you want to take a break, or can we come at it a different angle, or do we need to step away? But do what you know is in your cards to do, instead of sitting there evaluating with that other person.
Absolutely, because that's part of qualifying. Part of qualifying is knowing what your role needs to be at that specific moment. And let's be clear, your hat can change at any time. You just need to be able to adjust and move with the punches, go with the flow, bob and weave with it. You know what I'm saying? Let me get a little left and a little right with that.
Right.
I would say that besides what you said, which was like everything, check yourself. You do it with love. If you do it with love, whatever it is that you're doing, if you're having a conversation with love, if you're explaining yourself with love, if you're deciding to do something for somebody with love, if you're moving in love, you should be fine. Because there's no way you can treat people a certain kind of way if you're doing it with love. There's no way. Now, if you out here treating people terrible and you love them, you strongly need to go see a therapist, which I think are amazing, and go talk to somebody. Because if you think treating a person any kind of way just because you can, and because you know they love you, and because they will take it and they will tolerate it, go talk to somebody, because somebody hurt you. Who hurt you? Who hurt you? Because you need to go talk about it. Okay? Because that's not nice.
Right.
And that's not with love. And if that's what you think love is, you definitely need to reevaluate your concept of what love is.
Absolutely.
I think that's all I got, boo.
Yeah, I think this was great.
This was good. I'm over here. Hey, side note, y'all tell my husband I love him. Wherever he is. I pray for him. All right, y'all.
Bye.
Have a good one.